Welcome back, Mentees, to another segment of Reviews in a Flash with your host, the Uncanny Omar. Now, this segment is brought to you by Darkstar916, and today I'm going to be talking about this book called The Beautiful Death. This is published by Star Press, I believe. It's Titan Comics. That's who does this. The retail price of this is $24.99, and this collects issues 1 through 5 in their entirety. And this is also going to be a spoiler-free review. So before I get to talking about the actual book, I wanted to talk about the dimensions. So this is a trade paperback right here, your standard trade paperback, and this is the dimensions of the book right here. Now, the book is rated mature because of the graphic content in here. Now, let's talk about the actual book. This is written and drawn by Mathieu Bablet. It's a French comic book. God, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. And it's been translated into English. It came originally out in 2011 and here in America in 2017, 2018 as individual comics at first. And then collected into this. So what the story is about three friends or three people, we don't know if they're friends yet, that have come together after the world has ended. And this is, yes, another apocalyptic tale, but I kind of like the spin and the way that this is done. So these three people, Soham, Jeremiah, and Wyatt, are just trying to live everyday life. They haven't seen any other human in 2 years after this extinction that we tend to think that it's aliens, or maybe insects, giant insects. We don't know from the beginning, and I don't want to spoil what it is. And they're hunting for food and just hunting for a place to live, and meanwhile trying not to kill each other because they're getting on each other's nerves. So that's really the basic plot. But the story is a lot more than that. But before I talk about the story and give my final score, I wanted to showcase this artwork. Now, how do I describe the art? Well, it definitely has a feel of Mobius and a lot taken from manga too, not just European comics. Lots of influence by manga. So much so that one of the characters in here, like during a flashback, his kid is wearing a Capsule Corp shirt from Dragon Ball Z. But just, I love the color tones and the use of the landscapes. They are wonderful. I mean, it shows you how immense this world is from the very beginning. As far as the character themselves, they're okay. You know, from time to time they vary. The faces are a little off and can be off-putting, but I don't mind it at all. I think it stands out. I think the art is completely beautiful, and the architect that goes into these buildings that have been just destroyed and demolished is wonderful. Don't want to show you it's not going to give too much away, but the actual designs of the aliens or insects or whatever the hell they may be are actually quite gorgeous. And like I said, the color just blew me away, and just the immensity of how big this world is. I just wanted more. Now, what I thought about the book, so if you're expecting things like The Walking Dead or just your stereotypical post-apocalyptic story where this gang is trying to survive and they run into another gang and they're just trying to get food, it's really not like that. It has more to do with the mood of the book than the actual story, if that makes any sense. It has more to do about the interpersonal beings of each of these characters and what brought them together. Through a series of flashbacks, you kind of find out, these characters are not black and white. They're gray. They are broken. And somehow they're managing to stay together, I guess, to survive, with the realization that they don't have enough food to last them more than 2 years. So some things are going to have to change, or decisions are going to have to be made. And I really like that about it. Because, you read a lot of these and you watch enough movies about post-apocalyptic futures and you kind of get the same mundane thing over and over. But this is different. This is like a look at everyday life and the decisions that you have to make. And you put yourselves in a lot of the characters' shoes. And that's what I tended to do. And I really enjoyed this. I don't know. Like I said, the art completely blew me away. Other than the faces, I can see that turning some people off. But I don't know what... maybe I'm hyping it up too much, but I really enjoyed this. I'm giving it a 4.5, and I strongly suggest reading it. What I will say, though, is that if you're not used to the style of European comics, they're a little bit different than American comics, and a little bit different than manga, too, in the way that they're paced. in the way that they start and in the way that they are edited. Like segments don't flow like they do in American comics, and it might be off-putting at first, but once you get used to it, you're gonna get into an amazing story. So I hope I was able to introduce you to a really damn good story that you'll check out. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and check out our other content here at Near Mint Condition. We're also on Patreon if you enjoy the content that we put out. Maybe you can think about joining that. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.